Hello beauties, I am back with another video about you and how awesome you are. And it has nothing to do with how smart you are or productive or successful or pretty you are. You see, when we're born, we still have that connection with our divine true self. We've come straight from heaven and we're one with the world, and there's nothing that we need to do or be to receive love. And then over time, people begin to have expectations of us. It's just part of this human experience, nobody's fault. But, we get negative messages like, you shouldn't do that, why did you do this? Your brother teases you, the kids make fun of you, maybe somebody's mean, the teacher yells at you, and on and on. In one form or another, we get the idea that we're really not good enough, And so we become deeply insecure. And we really are worried that we're going to not be loved. Now, this fear goes deeper because if we're not loved by our parents, well, we're not stupid. If our parents abandon us, how are we going to survive? We can't feed ourselves or clothe ourselves. So this fear of not being loved is actually much deeper than that. So one day something magical happens. Somebody goes, you know what, you're smart or funny or such a nice girl. And our little ears perk up because it sure feels better to feel good about anything than to feel terrible about everything. And so whether consciously or unconsciously, we go, oh, this is how to get people to accept me, approve of me, love me, is if I'm athletic or smart or pretty, whatever the case may be. So we decide, oh, this is who I need to be. This is who I am, my persona that I project to the world in order to exchange that for love, acceptance, and approval and safety. So over time, it kind of locks us into a box though, right? Because, sometimes you want to work hard and sometimes you don't want to have to work 80 hours a week. And sometimes you want to be the smartest, but you don't want to have to stay in the dorm studying while everybody goes to the beach for the weekend, right? It limits our choices because we feel like we've tied our worth to that ability. It's great to be smart, funny, whatever, but if we have to be, then it takes our choice out of it and our freedom out of it. And over time we get tired. I'm tired of worrying about being the prettiest girl in the room. I'm tired of having to work so hard to always say yes to my boss. And it wears thin. And that's when those coping mechanisms start to break down and we lose the satisfaction of life or we get depressed. That's when we have maybe a midlife crisis or a quarter life crisis, which I just learned about. And we decide that's not how I want to live my life anymore. And we can begin to really identify where those decisions were made, when we got the idea that that's who we need to be or what we need to be in order to be loved and accepted. Because the truth is, you can be pretty and it's great, but your worth doesn't depend on that. And you can be smart and successful and that's wonderful, but your worthiness and acceptance does not depend on that because you are worthy. You are good enough just as you are. Namaste.